how's everyone doing today? This is Zach Allen, and here we've got another beautiful day out in sunny Southern California. I'm going to share some tips and some thoughts with you today to help give you more distance with your irons. One of the things that's very tough to do, to be able to hit your irons the farthest, you want to learn how to compress the golf ball, how to trap it against the ground so we can actually de-loft the club and really be able to maximize our yardage with our irons. So some thoughts here that I want you to remember. You want to remember that the golf ball is on the ground. Okay, so when we go to set up at address, this tilt from my hips at address is very important. I see a lot of you setting up, mostly beginners, but with not enough hip tilt. You can see here, because of where my body is pointing, this would be much better to hit a ball that's up in the air. But since the ball's on the ground, and our goal is to hit down on the golf ball, we want to create a posture at address with very good hip tilt and just a nice straight back from there. Okay, so that's the first thing. Okay, the second thing from that position, as I go to turn in my posture, you notice that my left shoulder is pointing down towards the ground. That's really important. For those of you that are raising up, this would be much better for hitting a ball up here like we were playing t-ball. But because our goal is to strike something that's on the ground and take a divot, we really want to make sure that our posture is such. You can see from this position, I have a lot of tilt this way still. Some other little key points to watch is your knee action. A lot of people from the address position, when they go to work back, their left knee works in towards their right. We actually want it to go out towards the ball slightly. That's where I'm wearing shorts today. I just want you to be able to see what my legs look like as I take it up to the top here. So that's really important. If I start to go like this and I bring my knee in, you can see automatically it raises me up. So the three good checkpoints there is bend from your hips sharply so you get a nice spine angle. That starts to point us down towards the golf ball. But then from there, your first move with your left shoulder is going to be down and then around. So as I get to this position, I can feel I'm really in a good spot to take a divot and compress that ball. Give that a try and see if it doesn't give you more distance with your irons.
So here we have a student who we shared those very same thoughts with. The thoughts of creating a little better posture and a little different knee action, creating more angle of inclination down towards the ground. The before swing is on the left, this one that I'm running here, and the after is on the right. And the first thing you notice, you can see a big difference just in the posture, just how much better he's bent forward from his hip joints, and just inclined more over the golf ball. So it has a huge effect. You notice here as he takes the golf club back, the plane is totally different. His shoulders are turning on a little more downward angle. The left knee is working slightly out towards the golf ball. If you watch the previous swing, okay, he was more upright. That would allow the club to just get inside quicker. His knee action, the club, everything was a little different. You see the club would get a little flatter, definitely more inside. Left knee action was more in towards the right, which we don't want too much of. We want it to go out and in both at the same time. And you notice the end result there is as he neared the top, his body would raise and that golf swing would get long and across the line. So from here, as he worked more down towards the golf ball with his left shoulder, a little more out with his left knee, okay, that changed the path of the club. Now the club's a little more on plane. And then as he gets to the top, you can see his hands are more in front of his right shoulder, which allowed that club to be more down the line. By that I mean, if you look at the position of his right shoulder here, compared to the position of his right shoulder here, you see how much more his hands are on top of his right shoulder. So very different angles there. Same thing can happen to you too if you work on that angle. Because he's more downward, there's a little more coil and stretch. You notice it also shortened his backswing. Coming into the ball, the club is much more on plane. He started taking divots. His miss before were thin shots and out to the right a little bit. You see a lot of it just because now he's got that club underneath the plane. He's got his hips tucked in, in kind of a stuck position there. And those balls would kind of tend to want to go thin and to the right. Where here, he's got a little better angle on the downswing to strike down on that ball slightly. and then rotate around and through. All right, so one more example here of some good things. So here we have Tiger from both views, camera shooting at down the target line, and then also the camera shooting back at him. But just things to take note here as he's striking this golf ball is the angle of his torso. You can see there he's even increasing it as he nears the very top of his backswing here. So by that I mean I'm talking about this angle right here, and you're seeing just as he nears the top, he's even going to work more down. So you can see there he has a very sharp angle from his belt line up to the end of his left shoulder there. And you see that left knee is definitely working out slightly towards the ball and in towards his right knee. It's something that takes flexibility. It takes a little practice. It's going to feel a little awkward when you first do it, but boy, it really helps to be able to compress your irons, take nice divots. You can see there just how much pressure he's going to put down on that golf ball as he strikes it and through to the target. So from this view too, it really exaggerates that look. You can see he almost looks to me like he's perpendicular to the ground there. There's so much angle with that torso, the left side of his torso. And you can see that left knee too. It's definitely come out from the address position. If I just drew a straight line down from his belt, you can see how much that left knee is worked out slightly towards the golf ball. So definitely something, if you're a picker, somebody that can't take a divot, doesn't compress the ball, these are some moves that can help you gain some compression. And from there, it's going to be so much easier with the posture set at that angle, the body at that angle, turning on that angle, to take a divot and compress the golf ball there.